Chosen one, you were not led here by chance. God has a purpose for your presence in this moment. Even if it is not yet visible, heaven is actively working in your favor. Angels surround you, guarding your steps and engaging in battles in realms beyond your sight. Every tear you have shed, every prayer you have whispered, and every time you have felt the weight of opposition, God has sent his angels to fight on your behalf, taking on battles you could never face alone. This is not just encouragement, this is revelation. Today we will break it down into 7 powerful chapters so you can understand exactly what is happening in the unseen realm and why your victory is already being secured. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share and subscribe, because this message isn't just content, it's a divine confirmation for the chosen ones, and a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's been supporting through Super Thanks. God bless you richly. Your support, your presence and your faithfulness do not go unnoticed. To all of you who continually watch, listen and align, I'm truly grateful. If your spirit feels this frequency, type 77 in the comments right now. That number isn't random, it's a prophetic signal of completion and victory. It represents that the unseen battles being fought on your behalf are already turning in your favor. By typing it, you're declaring in faith that you are shielded, covered, and walking under divine protection. Not everyone will make it to the end of this message, only the truly chosen. Those who stay will gain clarity, deeper awareness, and prophetic insight into the angelic covering surrounding their life right now. This isn't something you hear once and move on from. This is a living word, a spiritual blueprint unfolding piece by piece. Rewatch this multiple times whenever your spirit leads you, because each time another hidden layer of revelation about the battles being fought for you will rise to the surface. Let's start. Chapter 1. The unseen reality of spiritual warfare. Chosen one, the battle you face is not just physical, it is spiritual. The Word of God reminds us in Ephesians 6:12 that we wrestle not against flesh and blood but against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness and spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Every challenge, every resistance, every setback and every sudden attack is not merely coincidence, it is part of a spiritual battle being waged over your life. What the world sees as difficulties, delays or failures are often the enemy's attempt to stop your destiny before it manifests. But here's the truth, you are not fighting alone. God has assigned angels to cover you. These heavenly warriors are constantly on guard, patrolling your spiritual environment, intercepting attacks, shielding you from destruction, and pushing back darkness before it even reaches you. That near miss that saved you from harm, that unexpected breakthrough in the middle of chaos, that inexplicable peace in the storm, it was never random. It was angelic intervention. Every time you feel strength when there is none, clarity when confusion surrounds you, or courage when fear tries to take hold, know that angels are fighting on your behalf. They are the unseen hands, rearranging situations, redirecting people, and opening doors that the enemy tried to close. Even when you are unaware of their presence, they are actively defending your purpose, protecting your family, and advancing your assignment. Chosen one, you must understand the magnitude of this spiritual protection. Angels are not just passive observers, they are warriors in God's army, stationed strategically to battle for your breakthrough. They clash with demonic forces, dismantle plots before they take root, and carry messages of divine timing and guidance straight from heaven. The peace you feel in moments of uncertainty is not mere luck. It is the result of heavenly strategies at work. The blessings you experience, even when delayed or hidden from view, are being fought for by armies of angels positioned specifically for you. Your awareness of this spiritual reality strengthens your faith. When you recognize that every obstacle is met with divine resistance on your behalf, you begin to walk in boldness, knowing that the unseen forces are aligned to secure your victory. Every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered, every act of obedience, God has assigned angels to carry it forward and ensure that it accomplishes what He has intended. This is the unseen reality of spiritual warfare, and chosen one, you are not just surviving, you are being strategically protected and positioned to triumph. The battles may feel real, the opposition may seem overwhelming, and the delays may test your patience, but the forces working for you are greater, mightier, and relentless. Heaven is mobilized on your behalf. Your angels are faithful, unyielding, and unstoppable. And because of this divine assignment, nothing the enemy tries to send against you will succeed in derailing the destiny God has ordained for your life. Every situation, every challenge, and every moment of opposition is an opportunity to remember that heaven is actively engaged on your behalf. You are being watched, defended, and lifted in ways that the human eye cannot perceive. Chapter 2. Your prayers activate angelic armies. Never underestimate the power of your prayers, chosen one. In Daniel 10, we see a profound truth. The prophet prayed earnestly for 21 days, and an angel appeared to him saying, "From the first day you set your heart to pray, your words were heard, and I have come in response." Prayer moves heaven, and when heaven moves, angelic armies are released into your life, your circumstances, and your destiny. Every time you pray with faith, whether in whispers or in bold declarations, you are giving God permission to deploy his heavenly warriors into your situation. Your prayers are not just spiritual routines, they are battle commands. Angels carry your petitions as assignments into the unseen realms, executing God's will on your behalf. That breakthrough you've been waiting for, the protection over your family, the opening of doors that seem locked. Angels are at work responding to your faith and obedience. This is why the enemy fights so hard to silence your prayer life. He knows that your prayers are not mere words, they are strategic weapons that disrupt his plans and release God's power into your life. Every time you persist in prayer despite weariness, despite delays, and despite spiritual attacks, you are actively directing the course of your destiny. Each word you speak in alignment with God's will is a call to heaven, a signal for angels to move on your behalf. Child of God, understand this clearly. When you pray, you are never alone. Even in the quiet moments when you feel unheard, angels are responding. They move in the unseen to protect, to fight, and to align circumstances according to God's perfect plan. The next time you pray, remember your words are not powerless. They are the wings of angelic forces, carrying divine strategies, dismantling the enemy's schemes, and securing your breakthrough. Prayer is not just a habit, it is the activation of spiritual armies. Every time you speak to God, every time you intercede for yourself or others, angels respond. They go before you, behind you, and all around you. They shield you from harm, confront the spiritual attacks, and ensure that God's purposes for your life are accomplished. So do not grow weary in prayer, chosen one. The intensity of your spiritual battles is a sign of the significance of your calling. The enemy fights harder against those whose prayers are effective. The angels rejoice and move with power on behalf of every obedient word you release. Your prayers are the key to unlocking supernatural intervention. They are the spark that ignites heavenly armies into action. Your faith-filled prayers are more than requests. They are the launch pad for miracles, protection, provision, and victory. Child of God, continue to pray with expectation, persistence, and authority. The moment your words rise to heaven, angelic forces take flight. Nothing can stop the armies of God that are responding to the cry of a faithful heart. Chapter 3. Angels as your shield and defense. Chosen one. Angels are not passive observers. They are active warriors in your life. Psalm 91 declares, "He will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This isn't just a comforting statement, it's a strategic reality. Every time you walk into situations filled with potential danger, angels are assigned to shield you. When you rest at night, they form an unseen perimeter around you. When you enter unfamiliar places or face new challenges, angels go ahead of you, clearing paths, dismantling hidden threats, and ensuring that God's purposes for your life are unhindered. Many times you have been preserved from accidents, attacks, or disasters that should have destroyed you, and it wasn't because of your own strength, wisdom, or timing. It was because God's heavenly hosts were actively intervening. Angels have blocked harm, intercepted spiritual and physical attacks, and silenced the plans of your enemies before they could manifest. Every near miss, every last-minute warning, every inexplicable sense of caution you felt, these were angels in action. They are constantly aware of threats, both seen and unseen, and they move to protect you from harm before you even recognize the danger. Your preservation is not random. That moment when something didn't happen as expected, when doors closed that should have opened, or when people failed to act at the right time, it was divine protection at work. Angels fight battles on your behalf, even when you are unaware. They stand as shields, defense forces, and first responders in the spiritual realm. Your life is continuously guarded because you are a chosen vessel set apart to fulfill God's purpose. Even when you faced betrayal, attacks, or obstacles, angels have been strategically deployed to redirect threats, intercept curses, and ensure that the enemy's plans fail. The moments you thought were coincidences, the times you felt guided to leave a place, pause a conversation, or take a different route, were divine interventions executed by angels. They are your invisible defenders, working tirelessly in every season, every situation, and every stage of your journey. Child of God, understand that you are never defenseless. Every battle you face is under the watchful eyes of heavenly forces. Angels fight, not only to protect your body, but also your mind, your spirit, your relationships, and your calling. They act as shields, warriors, and intercessors, ensuring that nothing intended for harm will ultimately touch you. The enemy may try, but divine protection is relentless and unstoppable. Your assignment is to continue walking in faith, obedience, and courage, knowing that unseen hands are continually guarding, guiding, and shielding you. Angels are not optional, they are essential to your journey. They fight battles you cannot see, intercept attacks before they manifest, and ensure that your rise, your calling, and your destiny remain intact. Chapter 4: The Strategy of Angelic Warfare. Make no mistake, chosen one, the kingdom of darkness is organized, disciplined, and cunning. The enemy has strategies, plans, and assignments meant to block, delay, or destroy your destiny. But take heart. Heaven's armies are far greater, infinitely wiser, and perfectly aligned with God's will. Angels are not random in their assignments. They are deliberate, precise, and operate according to divine strategy. Some angels are sent to fight battles in the spiritual realm, others to deliver messages of guidance and direction, some to minister strength to your spirit, and others to open doors of favor that were previously closed. Every angel has a purpose. Every movement is intentional, and every action is coordinated to ensure that God's plan for your life cannot be thwarted. This is why your battles often feel the most intense right before breakthrough. The pressure, the opposition, the moments of seeming despair, they are not signs of abandonment. They are signs of spiritual warfare being waged on your behalf. While you may see obstacles, angels are contending in the unseen, dismantling the enemy's schemes, intercepting curses, and clearing the way for your victory. The enemy senses the nearness of your blessing, so he increases resistance, but heaven responds with greater force. Every delay, every setback, and every trial is a battlefield where angels are executing God's perfect strategy. You may not see them with your physical eyes, but their presence is powerful and active. When doors unexpectedly open, when you experience protection in dangerous situations, when your steps are ordered despite confusion, it is the handiwork of strategic angelic intervention. Angels are positioned to surround you, to fortify you, and to execute assignments that align perfectly with your calling. They fight not just for survival, but for promotion, breakthrough, and fulfillment of your destiny. Child of God, understand this. The intensity you face is a sign that God is positioning you for the next level. Angels are coordinating, attacking spiritual strongholds, and preparing the atmosphere for your success. They work tirelessly, often in ways you cannot perceive, but every assignment, every protection, and every victory is part of God's divine blueprint. What feels like chaos is actually a masterful orchestration of unseen forces, ensuring that you will not only overcome, but will rise into the fullness of your purpose. Consider how angels operated in Scripture. They shut the mouths of lions for Daniel, delivered Peter from prison, and stood guard over the Israelites in the wilderness. Today, the same kind of strategic angelic intervention surrounds you. The enemy may try to mimic these attacks in your life, but heaven's response is stronger, faster, and more precise. Nothing in the spiritual realm happens by chance. Every moment of confusion, every sudden setback, and even every person who tries to hinder your progress is already accounted for in heaven's strategy. Do not be discouraged by delays or opposition. The enemy is aware of your potential, which is why he intensifies his attacks. But angels are already stationed to intercept these attacks, to neutralize curses, and to fortify your spirit. They operate in alignment with God's perfect timing, ensuring that nothing touches the destiny He has written for you. Remember, chosen one, the battles you cannot see are the ones that determine the trajectory of your life. Angels are the invisible generals of your breakthrough, coordinating in ways beyond human comprehension. Chapter 5. Angels respond to your obedience. Chosen one, obedience is not just a spiritual principle, it is a key that unlocks angelic movement on your behalf. Every step you take in alignment with God, every choice you make to follow His guidance, and every act of faith opens doors for heaven to operate in your life. Angels are strategically assigned to those who are faithful, moving with precision and power. When the path is aligned with God's will, your obedience signals to heaven that the time is right for intervention, protection, and provision. Think of it this way: angels are not free agents, they operate under divine authority. When you live in disobedience or compromise, it can limit the flow of angelic assistance, but when you consistently choose God's way, you create an atmosphere in which their assignments can be executed fully. Every decision to obey, even when it is difficult, is like sending a beacon into the spiritual realm, alerting heaven to act on your behalf. Every time you choose faith over fear, purity over compromise, love over resentment, and forgiveness over bitterness, you strengthen the angelic shield around you. Angels are drawn to obedience because it produces alignment, clarity, and effectiveness. It makes their work smoother, faster, and more powerful. Disobedience may slow the movement of angels, but faithfulness amplifies their impact. Obedience also releases supernatural favor. Doors that were previously closed open effortlessly. Assignments and opportunities that seemed unreachable come within reach. Angelic forces can now operate without resistance, breaking chains, clearing obstacles, and delivering blessings that were promised before the foundation of the world. When you live in obedience, the heavens respond, and the spiritual realm aligns perfectly with God's plan for your life. Remember this, chosen one: your obedience on earth gives angels greater authority in the spirit realm to fight for you. Every victory, every protection, every provision that manifests in your life is connected to the choices you make in alignment with God. Your faithfulness makes you a priority in heaven's strategy, positioning angels to move decisively on your behalf. Your obedience is more than a moral act. It is a spiritual signal. It tells heaven, I trust you, I am ready, I am aligned, and angels respond. They move swiftly, strategically, and powerfully, ensuring that your destiny cannot be hindered. Your faithfulness is not unnoticed, and the spiritual impact of your obedience is greater than you can imagine. Chapter 6. The enemy fears your angelic covering. Chosen one. One reason you experience constant attacks, resistance, or inexplicable opposition is because the enemy sees what surrounds you. He knows he cannot touch you freely because you are not unprotected. You are marked, sealed, and shielded by the hand of God. Angels encamp around you like blazing fire, guarding your mind, your heart, your family, and your destiny. Every time you step into your calling, every time you speak faith, every time you walk in obedience, this angelic covering strengthens, and the enemy trembles at the very sight of it. This is why some attacks seem relentless. It may feel like people are coming against you without reason, that doors are suddenly blocked, or that obstacles appear out of nowhere. But understand this, it's not just the people, it's the spiritual force behind them, reacting to the divine protection that surrounds you. The enemy knows he cannot dismantle what heaven has appointed. The resistance is evidence that your covering is real, that angels are actively engaged, and that God's plan for your life cannot be hindered. Hell fears your covering because it knows it cannot penetrate the wall of angels assigned to your life. It sees your prayers, your obedience, and your alignment with God's will, and it shakes in opposition. That resistance is proof that you are moving in the right direction, and that heaven is actively enforcing your protection. Even in moments when attacks seem overwhelming, remember these trials are temporary. The angels assigned to you are far greater than the forces that oppose you. They are strategic, relentless, and unwavering. Every trap set by the enemy is countered by an angelic response. Every plot of darkness is exposed, and every attempt to stop your destiny is thwarted before it can succeed. Child of God, the enemy's fear is your confirmation. It proves that heaven is working on your behalf, that your life is valuable to God, and that your rise is inevitable. Your angelic covering is not just a shield, it is a declaration to the enemy that what God has ordained cannot be stopped. Look closely at the moments you've narrowly escaped disaster, the doors that closed just before harm could reach you, the people who acted in ways you didn't understand but which ended up protecting you. Those are not coincidences. Those are angels moving strategically on your behalf, ensuring that no weapon formed against you can prosper. Your divine protection is active, visible in subtle ways, and powerful enough to frustrate every plot the enemy has attempted against you. Heaven sees your obedience, your prayers, your integrity, and your faith, and it responds with an army of spiritual warriors surrounding you. The enemy trembles because he recognizes he is powerless against the God-assigned protection that encircles your life. Every time you remain faithful despite opposition, every time you continue your journey in courage and trust, the angelic shield around you grows stronger, wider, and more impenetrable. Your trials are not signs of weakness. They are confirmations of your divine covering. The enemy fears it, and heaven enforces it. No attack can break you, no plot can stop you, and no darkness can overshadow the light God has placed in your life. The angels fight, defend, and secure your destiny continuously, working tirelessly so that what God has decreed will manifest in full. Your angelic covering is more than just protection. It is a weapon against every attack of the enemy. It is proof that heaven is invested in your life, that God values your obedience, and that your rise cannot be hindered. Stand firm, remain faithful, and trust in this unseen army that fights tirelessly on your behalf. Chapter 7. Your victory is already secured. Chosen one, here is the final truth. Your battles may look overwhelming, your obstacles may seem insurmountable, but your victory is already secured. God has declared in His word that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and He is faithful to His promises. Angels are on assignment right now, actively working to ensure that every plan of the enemy is frustrated, and that the promises of God over your life cannot be stopped. The fight you feel is real, but the outcome has already been determined by heaven. Every attack, every delay, every betrayal you faced is temporary, but your victory is eternal. Every battle you've survived up to this point is proof of divine intervention, evidence that angels have been fighting tirelessly on your behalf. And the same God who sent them to protect you before is sending them again, stronger, more strategic, and more determined than ever. Child of God, understand this. You are not alone in your struggles. The unseen army of heaven surrounds you, shielding you from harm, intercepting attacks, and opening doors that the enemy cannot close. The forces of darkness may rage, but they are powerless against the authority and protection God has placed around you. You have been tested, refined, and prepared for this moment, and every trial was intentional to make your victory even sweeter. So hold your peace, stay faithful, and trust in God's perfect timing. Keep walking in obedience, keep praying, and keep standing firm in your faith. Every step you take is covered, every decision you make is supported, and every move toward your destiny is reinforced by angels who cannot fail. Even when storms rise around you, remember that your victory has already been written in heaven. You may feel surrounded by challenges, but in reality, you are surrounded by angels who fight, protect, and ensure that what God has ordained will come to pass. Your rise is certain, your breakthrough is at hand, and your destiny cannot be stopped. Every act of resistance from the enemy only confirms that something extraordinary is unfolding in your life, and the glory of God is about to shine through. With heaven aligned on your behalf, success is inevitable. You will rise, you will conquer, you will walk fully into the purpose, authority, and glory that God has designed specifically for you. Every tear you've shed, every challenge you've faced, every moment of doubt has been shaping you for this victory. Your triumph is not just coming, it is already secured.